me Wonder Woman. Susan calls me Wonder Woman, and I am the lead author in this book, and I've also taken on some added responsibilities of just being, people call me the glue, to bring the authors together, to make sure they know what the next step is, because you know what, guys, only half of writing the book is sitting down with your pen or computer and writing, and there's a whole other back process and back journey that nobody knows about, and it's a lot of work. So today I'm here to welcome Susan and give her an opportunity to tell us about her journey as an author, because Susan, you are now an internationally recognized best-selling author. Tell us your journey, tell us your story, and how can people reach you? So let's just start by just telling me a little bit about how you came to write this story. Like, how did you even find out about Ignite Publishing?
Yeah, it's so funny, Diana. First of all, thank you for having me live. And this is my very first interview live on Facebook. So this is really a fun journey for me. So writing the book and having mentors such as JB and then Les, but I had, and Les Brown, everyone knows Les Brown. He's the greatest motivational speaker in the world, right? So I'm like just in awe of this journey, because then I meet people like you, Wonder Woman. And the reason I say that is because, Diana, you've made this journey like literally seamless. Anytime any of us authors need anything, you are right there. You are right there. Jody, big sister, and I never had big sister. So this community of big sisterly love is so phenomenal. So thank you for what you do for all of us. It's just, we feel it. We feel your love.
Thank you. It's absolutely my pleasure. One of my divine archetypes is being that of a connector, and I can see how that has been played out in my opportunity to really bring people together in this book. So it's absolutely my pleasure. I love the sisterhood in this book. I love the brotherhood in this book. It is an amazing compilation of incredible people who have overcome in their life, who have decided that their experiences, my power quote in my first book, which was written in 2020, is our experiences do not define us. Our experiences inform us and have the potential to catapult us to our deepest purpose. And I really feel, Susan, I've read your story, but I'd love for you to share the name of your story, your power quote, if you have it. If you don't, I have the book here.
Yeah,
and what you're doing in your life right now, and not in spite of everything you've gone through, but because of everything you've gone through.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So my story is love shouldn't have to hurt. And it was first of all, it was a very difficult story to tell. And a lot of the people who have known me my entire life are going to be shocked. And the reason is because I've never really truly been vulnerable. And so I think there is absolutely a divine purpose as to why you're leading all of us, being that you are the connector. Individuals who have had a great deal of trauma, and especially repressed childhood trauma, don't have a ability really to be able to connect with individuals, because there's a separation there from our, early childhood traumas. That's what I've had to do, is like literally repattern and do work on my neurotransmitters to rewire basically the trauma brain. And so I'm starting to learn how to be able to ask for help. I'm actually able to seek counsel and or, be in collaboration with individuals like you, Jody, JB, Les Brown. You guys are so much further ahead of me, and you inspire me daily to know that I can continue to heal, because you know what? Every single person in this book absolutely has experiences of overcoming. Mine was just really, and I'll be very honest, it was very hard to talk about, but yet I felt like God was leading me to this place to speak my story, because it's time. There's God's timing, and there's what we do, and that is repress, go into addictive drives. I'm a recovering helpaholic. I'm a recovering kind of workaholic. And now I go into different behaviors. Sometimes I find myself in the push force mode, and then I've got to pull back and just go, whoa, where's that coming from? And those are traumas. The trauma keeps us in a very busy mode, as opposed to, and again, busy mode based on, anxiety or behaviors just so that we're in this high fight or flight state, as opposed to calm, peace, safety, which is something that I've had to go through in the last few years. So there are a lot of walking wounded, as I say, walking wounded that don't even realize as an adult, and I don't know how old the receivers of this video will be, whether it's teenagers, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50, 60, but I know lots of people who have gone through a great deal of trauma and have taken it to the grave with them. I don't want to be one of those people. And I know, Diana, you are not one of those individuals. You are a beacon of light, my dear. And anytime I talk to you, you're like this beacon of wisdom, and I know you've been through so much. So.
Thank you. I want to take a moment to say thank you for that acknowledgement. It's very meaningful for me. It really touches my heart. And I want to acknowledge you and what you've gone through. And we don't want to give away too much of your story, because we really want people to go and get the book. And we'll put all the links in the comment section below this. We want people to go and get the book, because it absolutely is a book with so many story after story after story of resilience,
Yes.
of building compassion, forgiveness, lots of stories on forgiveness, my own story is how to really be present with a loving, kind perspective to the deep, uncomfortable feelings. In my case, I wrote about grief. We don't have imprints of this in our world. Our parents, bless them all, they did the best they can given their resources and their capacity and their model of reality of the world at that time. And we know today, as we reflect back and start to unwind and unkink our nervous systems and some of those childhood wounds and the patterning that they've created, we know that it wasn't a good imprint. We can see that now. So we bless, we forgive, and we have to move forward. We don't have to, we choose to, right? We choose to.
It's a decision.
It's a decision. And I'm going to say it's a daily decision. So I was speaking with one of my coaches this morning, and I was saying, I know that I have, this is a little bit of vulnerability coming through, but I mean, I'm super vulnerable all the time. I know that I have anxious attachment patterns. I know that I have the people pleaser pattern in me. I know that I have the potential for codependency. And I'm really working hard to recognize, it's not just about recognizing where they come from. I know where they come from. It's making sure that I can catch myself as I move through my life, so that I'm not projecting those patterns onto my family, my kids, my future partners, whoever I happen to be in relationship with. So it is a lifelong journey. And I know that you know this, Susan, that all healing has its time. And so we don't have to go looking for it. No. We just allow it to show itself. And certainly in the greatest opportunities are in our relationships, whatever relationships we're in. The patterns will show themselves of codependency, of anxiety, of detachment, whatever it is. And so I just really want to honor you for taking this journey that I know, because I've been through it. It is not an easy path.
No, but
go ahead.
I was just going to say, but you know what? It's so awesome to be in a community with sisterly, love like yours. So guess what? I just wanted to just say, that anxious attachment, I have that too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's like no mistake. There's no mistake. Mm-hmm. I also have the avoidant pattern as well. And so
me too.
Oh my gosh. So there's that spectrum, right? So isn't that funny how I just saw you as the sisterly like beacon of light, and there it is. It's because you and I have similar patterns. Mm-hmm. And yet those are the patterns that we can completely let go of. And I know even in the process of writing this book, and getting the support from you and everybody, just everybody has been, because I think we're all on this journey. Everybody's at a different place, but how cool is it that everyone is coming to support each other and knowing that that we're all walking wounded. There are plenty of people, I think, out in the world that are very unconscious of their wounds, and they won't accept that they're wounded. If we could just take off those masks of perfection. I know I've got more of mine to get rid of, and just say, I'm broken, and it's okay, because you know what, as I heal, and I speak my story, there are going to be other individuals. 50% of the world's population show up as insecure attached individuals, and 50% show up as securely attached. And I had no idea why I was bouncing around the world and having, situations where I was taken advantage of. I mean, that is part of my story. And my quote is, sometimes we must encounter the darkness to become the light. And how many times, though, I would blame others? How many times do we as individuals, we play victim and we blame somebody else? We go, well, they hurt me. Yeah, they traumatized me. Yeah, they took me for, a lot of money. So we keep pointing the fingers and playing victim. And so I finally got to a time where I just said, I don't want to play victim. But then all of a sudden I said, I want to share the story. And I attracted this opportunity, and bam, I'm showing up in a whole community of 35 other individuals. We're not playing victim anymore. So it's like we're past, that stage of no, 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 no. We take full accountability every single second of every single minute of every single day. And I love, there were a couple of challenges that you've given me in the past, and I'm so thankful. As I have said to Jody, because she challenged me too one day, and I'm like, wow, that's so awesome. Because I do it for others every day when I know it doesn't serve them to have a belief system or to hold themselves back. And you said something, a couple times, and I just was like, this is a powerful woman who knows that we co-create our life in every instance of every minute of our reality. And especially those that have gone through grief and a lot of trauma like you, and also individual, like me, I've gone through so much, but I'm just getting past it. And now finally at a point of so many blessings in my life. And so I'm finally in the moment of like, oh my gosh, no, bring them. I am totally willing to receive the blessings for a lot of the people that I've helped. But as a helpaholic, I've helped a lot of toxic people who also hurt me, so I have to get rid of those wounds, the patterns of the past, and know that there are other individuals who are now open, who also get that it's all about you and holding yourself accountable. Mm-hmm. And knowing you are ready, people will show up. So when I was ready to share my story, bam, people like you, Sisterly Love, Jody, JB, Les Brown, we're all overcomers. We're victors. We're not victims, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. And tell me your quote again. We must encounter.
Sometimes we must encounter the darkness to become the light. And the reason is because at the very beginning of my life, from 0 to 7, there was darkness. However, I always told people my life didn't start then. My life started when I was 7. Diana. So then from age 7, I drove forward, like nothing was going to stop me at all until I got into my adult life and thought I was literally invincible, spinning so many, plates like trauma does, right? Trauma is going to cause that craziness, crazy busy, crazy, entrepreneurial businesses, spinning of plates. And they started to crash and fall all around me. And it was, not at 500,000, but I had to be, I guess it's because I'm so stubborn or something. But then I finally realized, is it because I had some trauma I got to look at? And that's when I had to go through the very difficult, but so many blessings on the other side of that, because that's when you can connect the dots and realize, oh my gosh, there's so many patterns that you can let go of to recreate a whole new life of blessings. Mm-hmm. So I know that there are traumatized individuals out there. You know it because you're dealing and helping these individuals. You're healing them every day. I know you are in the trenches, as I call it. But it's so much better when we can actually have compassion, but also be up and, above the trench and pull somebody out instead of being in the trench with them. Right. Yeah. So having already gone through it. So I'm very thankful for you, my dear friend. And I'm so thankful to be in this amazing community of healers, of people, pastors, oh my gosh, people who are running their missions, their ministries. And what an incredible mission that we have to build the School of Hope in Cambodia, and the collaboration. Very excited about that.
Absolutely. First of all, I wrote down 2 words. This is a group of people with really high integrity, like JB Owens and Les Brown, super high integrity. And because they show up in that light, they bring everybody up to that. And I have just had the most amazing conversations, interactions, relationships with people who are so integral in their lives. And you mentioned, people willing to take responsibility, like they are showing up. So I love that. And there is a common mission, there is a common vision, there is a common purpose that we are all coming together, and it's for this school. Do you want to talk about it, Susan, or do you want me to?
Oh, you go right ahead. You go and you tell the
Okay.
world.
So Ignite Publishing's last spring decided that, they had published, I believe this is their, I'm going to say 17th book. I hope I'm right on that. And they had decided that there was a bigger impact that could be made if we dig deep and look to see where are the needs in the world. And some people might know that I, as a speech language pathologist, I support nonverbal children in orphanages in Africa. So children who will never speak. I create communication systems and I train their staff, and we do it all through video conferencing. And so JB approached me and said, can we support your orphanage? And the way that it worked out with this, having to have a third party in charge, it didn't work. Like the organization that they were aligned with didn't support my orphanage. So it didn't work, although JB really wanted it to. So we talked about this possibility of collaborating with the Classroom of Hope to build a school of possibilities, which was the name of the last book that I published with JB, which was Ignite Possibilities. And so we are now in the process of building a school in Cambodia in an underprivileged community. And each download gets interpreted into one recycled, not even a regular brick, but let's just look at like climate action here. It is a recycled brick to be able to build a school in Cambodia. And JB has a beautiful vision and has a massive passion to do as many of these as possible. So we as a community are super grateful that we get to contribute to this, and know that for any of you that download the book, that buy the book, the proceeds of the book, so much of the proceeds are going to go towards building the school. So you as well, the listener, whoever you are right here listening to this, when you get the book, you are helping us. You are building a school for children in Cambodia. So what a beautiful impact that gets to create from all of us to all those children.
Wow, Diana, I did not know the background, and I had no idea, because I know Jody also is dealing with a orphanage in Kenya.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at the heartfelt spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And don't worry, I think that's my, I've got a delivery coming, so it's just a drop off.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
So,
yeah.
oh my gosh, Diana.
I think there's so many people in this book that see that our life purpose and our life vision is bigger than our problems. It's bigger than our traumas and our wounds. It's bigger than our homes. There is something bigger that we are called to do. And like, this is a whole other story, and maybe I'll share it another time, but how I came to support these children in the orphanages in Africa, absolutely divinely planned. I had nothing to do with it. It literally showed up in my lap. And it's like, yeah, I can do that. And next thing I know, a company offered me funding. So it becomes a philanthropy opportunity where I donate my time, a company provides the equipment, and we're collaborating for this incredible mission. But I'm really excited that we get to build a school, because I've worked in education for 32 years. I'm passionate about literacy. I know it's the way to change. And there are so many children that don't have access in Cambodia to safe schools, number one, and then to schools, period. So no literacy opportunities, no opportunity to be in community that way. So I really feel grateful that we get to do this together.
Oh my gosh, but Diana, we have so much more to talk about, girl.
I know we do. I have to say,
we had this conversation, so I'm just so excited. We have so much more to talk about. Okay.
Do you know the title of my chapter from this book, Susan?
Oh my gosh, what is it?
Harvest the gold in the
gold.
darkness. I think it's called Harvest the Gold in the Grief, but my power quote talks about how we can harvest the gold in the darkest moments of our lives. And so again, sister, like we are divinely connected. There is no doubt. Our souls have known each other for a long time. We have walked this path. We have walked this journey. I'm going to say, I don't believe any one of us is broken. We have just been given circumstances that have allowed us to develop resilience, compassion, forgiveness, possibilities, and hope in our lives. And our sharing, our mission as we share this through the book, is to give other people hope and possibilities. And then the big why being, we get to build school, and maybe we can fill the school with books. Maybe JB will do a book. I know she's talked about doing a book for teens or for children. There's so much that can be done in the world when we realize that we may not have it all together, but together we can have it all.
Oh, absolutely. But no, I mean, even bigger. Like I said, I think as I'm getting to know more and more of the individuals in this community, I'm telling you, Diana, that, I'm an infinite possibilities girl. And you have to remember, you're talking to an orphan. So the vision board that I've had is orphanages. Yes, I don't love the word orphanages because I was in one for 1 year and that year is totally blocked. So that stuff will come later and I'll deal with it then. But I will tell you, a kid's home, teaching them entrepreneurial, having a house mother and father, I have this vision of acreage, teaching them entrepreneurial, endeavors and teaching them how to, really fish for life. That's really the journey in life. And so I'm so thankful for you. And we have a lot more to talk about. That's all I can say because my mind is now going, wow.
Yeah, we do. I'm going to say one thing really quickly. My next orphanage, so this past orphanage that I've supported is in Uganda. There's another orphanage that I was divinely connected to in Swahili, which is Central Africa. And that orphanage shares the vision that you just talked about, Susan, where the children don't actually sleep in this big building. They sleep in the community. They are orphans, but they are housed in communities, in community homes, and they come together in the orphanage building for the day, for education, for healthcare, and to learn to farm so they can become independent farmers and sustain themselves. And so I love the vision. And then there's someone I want to connect you to who I'm in his program, Manny Lopez. Manny actually has written a testimonial for our book. It's in the book. And Manny runs an organization from orphan to CEO, and I'm going to connect you to him because he has the vision that you have to be able to teach people aging out of our system to be able to have the skills that they need to be successful in life. So I think there's no accident that we've come together to connect today. And I am so grateful to and blessed to know you.
Me as you.
So you are going off right now to pre-record your summit talk with JB Owens because you cannot be there the day of our summit. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. What's the title of your summit? What's your title talk?
It's actually Destroy Trauma Patterns and Jump into Quantum Leaps. And that literally came to me earlier today. Instead of embracing your healing journey, blah, 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 right? It's destroy patterns because you know what? It's old patterns that are created through trauma. But what I'm realizing is because we have had this trauma, we carry it with us until the day that we decide to release them. And when we do, a whole new life shows up on the other side. And there is one other thing I wanted to let you know, Diana, is that I've got a huge calling also and for anti-trafficking, human trafficking. That's an initiative that my husband and I are running here in our state. And that is, just bringing some light to not only our location, but obviously the whole United States. And it's it's truly a global pandemic. So that is another something that's heartfelt for me because again, once I was extremely vulnerable, there was nobody there for me. Where are we for those that are vulnerable right now? And that's the question I ask, for individuals to think about today as we close this, the session out. But I want people to realize that we can get so stuck in our own stuff. And I know I was in that for a period of time. And when we can help somebody else, all of a sudden, our stuff, our world seems to be so small all of a sudden. And then, we can raise our own levels of consciousness, knowing that we have such an incredible, power to help heal others. We just have to make a decision is all. Yeah. So I'm so thankful. Thank you for jumping on at the last second.
Susan literally texted me about, 10 minutes before we went live and said, do you want to do a Facebook Live right now? It's like, right now? Okay, so this is me in the right now. And Susan's beautifully made herself look beautiful for the video that she's about to go and record for the summit. This is like real life, guys. I want to just quickly mention that below this in the comments, I will place the link for you to get all the information about the summit, which is December 9th to the 11th. We have a 3-day summit. Les Brown, JB Owens, a whole bunch of amazing authors and other really big motivational people in the world are going to be joining us for that summit. You are going to be poured into. There's going to be so much content. You might even decide that you want to purchase, because it's all free, by the way, but people might decide they want to purchase what we call the diamond package, which is going to give them lifetime access to the summit content, because it's a lot to digest in 3 days, as well as a free copy of the book, as well as thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of free gifts that each of the authors is going to donate. So if you want to do that, I'm going to, again, place the link in the comments, and I want you to use this code. Write it down, because I'm not going to write it in the comments. Write down the code, get hungry, and that's going to give you $110 off the diamond package. You'll get it for only $69. It is a priceless package. Susan, thank you. I really love you. I love what you're doing. Can you tell people how they can contact you, please?
Yes, SusanWelton.com. Very simple, SusanWelton.com. And it just tells them about my, healing practice is all.
Beautiful.
So thank you, Diana.
Amazing. Thank you for literally just getting me up and out of my chair. It's like, yep, here we go. I'm a yes girl. When the universe shows up, I say yes. And you are the universe embodied, my dear.
Well, you know what? And I just wanted to conquer a fear today. I just said, you know what? A fear, what is it? Doing something live, just go do it. And that's why I reached out, and you were so receptive. Awesome. Thank you, sister.
My pleasure. Enjoy your interview with JB. And I will see you soon. Hang on here for a second. I'm just going to close off the live. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you keep an eye on this Facebook page, I will, 5 minutes before other authors come on, I will let you know who's coming on in the next 2 weeks. I hope to interview tons of authors, connect you to them, and really, really hope that you go and get this book. And by the way, I am looking for a few more people for my review team. I'm sure Susan is as well, if you're listening to this on her live, on her Facebook. So we would love to invite you to be one of our special guests who receives a free link. Before the book launches December 6th, you're going to get a copy in your inbox. And in exchange to give us a review on the 6th of December, that's just the way that the algorithms work for Amazon, and it would mean a lot to us. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Remember that you can always realign to thrive.